Online learning, free courses.
Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about delivering your orders. And there's just 5 brief things that I want you to remember. And those are, first, your messaging times. So your response rates. I know we've talked about this a lot, but it is very important for Fiverr. So your messaging and how quickly you reply back to messages actually affects how well you show up in Fiverr's search results and how many sales you get. So the faster you reply back to messages and the more that you keep your response rates high, the more sales you are going to get in Fiverr. The other thing to remember is when you are delivering, always have a default response, a default delivery message. So like I've shown you in a couple of the other videos, I'm just going to quickly show you. Oh, I could have gone to messages. Whatever. Sorry, guys. So let's just go here and I can show you what some of my delivery messages are. All of these messages, all of your quick responses, as they're called, are all here. So they're all together. Whether you're using them for messages or for inside of your orders, they're all going to be right in here within the quick responses. So one that I use very often is, let's see, this one right here, my keyword research one. It's probably my most popular. So quickly, I'll just quickly read it to you. Thanks for ordering. Attached is your research. There's a lot that goes into my keyword research. All is explained here, and I send them to my little company support desk. And it actually goes to a specific article so that they don't have to hunt through where it's located. Whenever you are looking to rank a keyword, you need the organic keyword competition research, which is what I've just performed. I always try to over-deliver, but please do realize there's quite a bit that goes into every keyword and KC rating that I get for you. While it is simplified number from 1 to 80, it really has a lot of reasons why the rankings are the way it is. If you want to know more about it, see here, and then I send them to a different place. I pulled a lot of keywords for your research. Utilize the tabs at the bottom and see each step that I went through. Each research step is discussed here. So I'm giving them, if they want to learn more and they want to know why things are the way they are, they can go here and they can read all about it. Now, you guys don't have to do this. I do this because SEO is a very technical service, and I got a lot of follow-up questions about things that I just didn't have time to keep replying back to. So that's why I set these things up the way I did. But I wanted you to see kind of the other elements of this message. Was I first thanked them for ordering. I let them know that their delivery was attached, or wherever it was that they can find the info. I let them know a bit about how I went about doing my service. I began to set expectations for them to go, if you want to see each step that I went through, click here, see this. And then I finish with, it was a pleasure working with you. I hope to work with you again soon. If you appreciated my work, leave me a great review. And if I went above and beyond your expectations, feel free to leave me a tip for a job well done. So again, those, and I do highly recommend, those bring me to my next 2 points, is always ask for a review. In my reputation course, it said people that were asked to leave a review, out of the people that were asked to leave a review, 50% would leave a review. So not everyone's going to leave a review, but a lot more people are going to leave reviews if you ask than if you never asked at all. So always ask for a review, and always ask for a tip. You know, you never know if you'll get it. And here's the thing. When I first started working on Fiverr, people would actually create gigs, separate gigs for people to leave them tips. I never actually did that because now Fiverr has an inbuilt thing to leave a tip, but that is something that people would do, and they would actually ask, and they would do it. They would get tips. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, so then I started asking for tips, and when I started asking for tips, I would get a lot more tips. Now, I don't get tips all the time, especially for SEO services, and I charge a little bit more for my services, so I kind of inbuilt the price that I want, but I still do get tipped a lot more often versus never asking for one at all. So that's a great way to get some extra cash. And, it pays for your coffee for the day, right? So with that being said, the one final thing that I want to leave you off with when delivering your orders is sometimes it's not always going to work out. Even I, a top seller with 5-star reviews and a 5-star rating, I still had quite a few cancellations. It just happens. Sometimes there's just a lot of reasons. So when those things come along where you're not always able to satisfy everyone, do this. First, try to make it work. So let's say that you delivered on your gig, but the customer is not happy and satisfied. That's fine. Okay. First, try to work out with them if it is something that, hopefully they came to you approaching like, what was this? Or, I have a question about this, or I'm unsatisfied with XYZ. If they approach you like that, do your best to try and work it out with them. Explain your side. Maybe it's just, especially with me, when I was dealing with SEO, because it is something that a lot of people don't fully understand, people wanted refunds where refunds were not due. So I had to explain myself sometimes. And that's why I've also made those default responses and things like that that'll save you time. But sometimes people just need a little bit of explaining why something is the way it is to see the full picture. So first try to work it out. If it cannot be rectified and they're just completely adamant, or they came back to you with, I want a review, or I want my money back, or I'm leaving a bad review, then simply refund them. There's no need to argue with them and get into it where you know that you can't change their mind. And just simply take note of who those people were, so that if they ever do order from you again, which they probably won't, if they were dissatisfied with your service, most times they're not going to come back again. I've only had that happen maybe 1 or 2 times from people that wanted to scam me out of services. But once I reached like level 2, that really didn't happen too much because my prices increased and that weeded a lot of people out. So with that being said, I hope that has answered a lot of your questions when it comes to delivering Fiverr gigs. It's very simple, very easy. Fiverr's system has only gotten better and more streamlined over the years, and I'm sure they're only going to keep on improving as they get more and more users. So that's it. Those are the 5 things to remember when it comes to delivering, and if you follow those things, you're going to be a top seller, or at least you're going to be acting like a top seller, and you should be getting a lot more sales than if you didn't follow these things. So that being said, stick with me in the next video and we'll keep on going on how to become a top seller on Fiverr.